For centuries in China, the Forbidden City was more than just a palace. It was an empire within walls, a golden prison that decided the fate of countless young women. Every few years, the emperor demanded fresh selections of girls from noble and common families alike. These girls, often still in their teenage years, were taken away from their homes and delivered into the palace, where their lives would be decided not by dreams or choices, but by beauty, obedience, and luck. The selection process was brutal. Before a girl could even step into the palace, she was carefully examined from head to toe. Officials inspected her skin to ensure it was flawless, her teeth to see if they were straight and white, her hair for thickness and shine. Manners were tested, her voice evaluated, and her every movement observed. Those who passed were granted entry into the Forbidden City. Those who failed were sent home in shame, sometimes ruining their family's reputation forever. But entering the Forbidden City was not a triumph. It was the beginning of a lifetime of uncertainty. Inside those vast red walls, the emperor's concubines lived in magnificent yet lonely chambers. They were dressed in the finest silk robes, adorned with jewels, and trained in poetry, calligraphy, dance, and music. Yet beneath the glittering surface, their lives were suffocating. Every concubine was trapped in endless competition, each one desperately hoping to be noticed by the emperor. The emperor's nightly visits determined everything. A secret record book was kept, where eunuchs wrote down the names of the women he chose each evening. To be chosen meant honor, gifts, and power, but only for a time. To be ignored meant fading into silence, sometimes for years, until beauty withered and hope died. For many concubines, the emperor never came at all. They grew old waiting, imprisoned in luxury yet forgotten by the world. Jealousy and rivalry were constant. Concubines plotted against one another, spreading rumors, poisoning food, and manipulating servants in the hope of gaining favor. A woman who bore the emperor a son could rise in status, but even then, her survival was never guaranteed. If her child threatened the power of another, both mother and child could be cast aside or worse. Yet out of this cruel system emerged rare stories of defiance. The most famous of all was Wu Zishan, who entered the palace as a concubine but rose higher than anyone dared to dream. Through intelligence, ambition, and ruthless determination, she broke every barrier and became the only female emperor in Chinese history. But her story was the exception, not the rule. For the vast majority of women, life in the Forbidden City was one of quiet suffering. The palace itself seemed to consume them. Day after day, behind walls painted in gold and red, women laughed, cried, loved, and despaired, all while the world outside moved on. They became ghosts within their own lifetimes, their names remembered only in faded records, their faces lost to time. This system endured for centuries until the final collapse of Imperial China. In 1924, the last emperor, Puyi, was expelled from the Forbidden City. With his departure, the era of concubines ended forever. Grand halls fell silent, and the golden prison opened its gates at last. But the stories of the women who lived and died there remain tales of beauty, sorrow, betrayal, and broken dreams, hidden behind the walls of the Forbidden City.